Hi, everybody. Welcome to the happiness chapter. So, this is happiness part one, and we're going to talk about happiness and the effect of happiness on our psychology. And to do this, let's go ahead and start with a question. The question is, what makes you happy? Now, you might think this is quite easy, right? What makes us happy? But it turns out that what we think makes us happy and what actually makes us happy can sometimes be quite different from each other. So what we're going to do is something a little bit different today. Instead of me talking the whole time, we're actually going to watch the entirety of a video by Dan Gilbert. In fact, you've seen a clip of him already. Dan Gilbert's a very famous social psychologist who was at Harvard and has a lot to do with the idea of happiness and understanding the psychology of happiness. And particularly, he is involved with the idea of affective forecasting, which we'll talk about a little bit more in the next video. But we're going to talk about, we're going to watch this video by Dan Gilbert, which discusses ideas of what makes people actually happy. So in that video you watched, you found that the impact of things on things that we would expect us to influence our happiness sometimes is not as intuitive as we think it is. And you also notice that in that one, marriage and children specifically are very social aspects of what makes us happy. We are going to discuss a little bit more about this in the second part, but the basics that I need you to understand is number one, that good relationships do make you happy. So when we're talking about a good marriage, does lead to greater happiness in general. Number two, that money or the material goods do increase your happiness, but only up to a certain point, to about $75,000 in yearly income in the US. And number three, that relationships with children, for example, in general actually make people less happy unless they have the resources and abilities to care for them and use the amount of resources that they need to care for those children, in which case about 1/3 of the people actually do find joy and happiness in having children. By the way, I'd like to think that I'm one of them. I love my kids. I think they're great. That being said, it is absolutely true that they are a ton of work. All right, that's good enough for now. Thanks, everybody.